Hey, this is John Glennon with the Tennessean. I'm here with colleague Jim Wyatt. We're taking a look ahead to Sunday's Titans game in Denver. Obviously, one of the big stories is the cold, but turns out they will also be playing a football game there as well. Here with three keys to that game is Jim Wyatt.
Yeah, and I'm going to start off with the cold weather because I've watched this team play in the cold many times over the years. When they were good football teams, they seem to thrive in these situations. When they've been bad football teams, they've seemed to mail it in the second half of some of these games. To be honest with you, if not early in the contest, as the conditions started to get to them. Last year in Green Bay, they lost 55-7. Didn't look like they had much interest being on the field that day. A couple of years earlier at Kansas City, they got blown out on a cold weather day, and I think everybody remembers a game in New England where they lost 59-0 to the Patriots. It's supposed to be 15 degrees. Around 15 degrees is the high on Sunday. Maybe even below zero, with certainly wind chill factored in, a possibility of snow. And the Titans have got to find a way to keep this game close. They've got to find a way to keep it interesting because certainly if they fall behind early, I think you're going to could see an ugly scenario play out like Titans fans have seen so many times before. So second key, and obviously the key to keeping this game close, is to slow down Peyton Manning. His numbers this year are off the charts. He's already thrown for 4,125 yards, thrown for 41 touchdowns. Both of those figures are on pace to break the NFL record, both in passing yards and in passing touchdowns. When he gets rolling, certainly he can kill you. And Jerry Gray and Greg Williams, the two guys that are in charge of this Titans defense, have both faced him many times before. Finding the right formula to slow him down is going to be interesting to watch. Some teams have come after Peyton. If you do that, he'll pick you apart. Some teams, and he'll find the open guy and pick you apart. Some teams have kind of sat back in coverage in zone and you give him time, and certainly he can do the same thing there. So I think the Titans are going to have to find a pretty good mix and be on top of their game in the secondary. And I think number three, offensively, they have got to do a job. It centers on Peyton. They've got to do a job of keeping the ball out of his hands, and the way you do that is by controlling the clock. And you have to get the run game going. You have to be effective on some short passing. Ryan Fitzpatrick's coming off a terrible game against the Colts indoors last week. He threw three interceptions in that game, fumbled the ball. Titans can't turn the ball over. They've got to be smart on offense, and again, they're going to have to be able to keep the football with a running game that will, kind of grind out some long drives. If they do that, maybe they can limit Peyton's possessions and keep this game closer than I think a lot of people think it's going to be. So should be interesting to watch on Sunday. How long it stays interesting, I guess that remains to be seen. But John Glenn and I will be there. We'll be tweeting from the press box once our fingers thaw out on the way inside. Follow us, at Glendon Sports, at J Wyatt Sports on Twitter. Follow us on the blog at Tennessean.com, and we'll be giving you updates leading up to the game and certainly after the game from Denver, Colorado. For John Glennon, I'm Jim Wyatt with the Tennessean.